In this video, let's talk about the CSS float and then the clear property. And inside the float property, we can provide the left, right, non and inherit value. And in clear property, we can provide left, right, non and also the inherit property. At first, let's create the new file and let's explore these examples here. I'm going to create the new file and I want to give the name as float and clear.html. I'm creating here one file. This file is created here and I want to use at first the boilerplates and I want to change this document into the float and float and clear property in CSS. After giving this document name, I want to create here another tag that is a style tag in HTML. After that, I want to create here one paragraph tag, and inside the paragraph tag, I want to write some lorem text here. And if I click on this go live options from here, this code is running here, and you can see this is the simple output. This is the simple lorem text. And to demonstrate the float example in CSS, I want to insert one image here. And to insert the image, we have to use the image tag. I have the image tag, and I want to use my demo.jpg image. And if I go to the browser, I got this demo image here. And if I want to use the float property in CSS, at first I want to use the ID here. ID is equals to image1. And I want to use here image1. And after that, I can use here the float float left or right value. If I provide the float left, and if I go to the browser here, this is the floating left. And if I provide the float value as right, okay, and if I go to the browser, now my image remains constant because I have to give here the hash symbol. And if I give, you can see here, my image goes into the right side. This is the float right property. And if I change this right into left, then it will goes into the left side of a container. And if I provide the non value, then this is the default value. And this is just like I'm not providing any float property here. And if I want to change this non into inherit property, it will inherit the value from the parent element. And I don't have any the parent element float property. So paragraph is the parent element for this image tag. So I just want to create here the p tag. And if I provide here the float right value here, and you can see here now this image goes into the right position because I'm just using the inherit property, and the inherit property will inherits the value from the parent element. And this is my parent element. Paragraph is the parent element for the image. So it will inherit the float property from the parent element. In this way, you can use the float property. If I want to use here one border, and if I want to use the one border that is solid one pixel solid red, and you can see here my image is inside this container. And after that, if I use the property like the float left or right value here, again I just want to remove this float property from here, and I want to use the float left property here. Now image goes into the left side. You can see here my image goes outside of its container. So to handle such types of situations in float property in CSS, we just have to provide here one important things, that is overflow auto property. Overflow auto property. Okay, overflow auto property. So you can see here now this image goes again inside its container, and if I again move into the right side, then also it will contain inside the container. In this way, you can use the float property in CSS. After that, we'll discuss about the clear property. So if I want to insert the another image here, like again I'm creating the image tag, img image tag, and I'm inserting the image name as Larara. And you can see here now new image is inserted here. I just want to reduce its height and width here. So to reduce the height and width, I just want to use the ID here. ID name as image1, or I can give the image2. This is my ID name, and I just want to select this image2, and then I want to give the height as 150 pixel, and then the width as 146 pixel. And if I go to the browser here, now this is my small image here. And if I want to put this image into the right position, then I can just write here the float and then the right. Okay. Now I got two images in the right side, and if I want to put this image below this demo image, then I can use here the clear property. So if I write here the clear and then the right value here, now you can see this image goes down here. It means that if any floated right image is already there, then it will automatically goes below that image, or you can say the below the right side. And if I use the clear property as left, what will happen? Clear property as left. Now this goes into this side. But if I put here again in the image one, if I put the float property as left, then what will happen? Now this image goes into the below side, because the image cannot contain already floated left side. Okay. So this is way, in this way you can use the clear property. If I use a both property, then it won't contain left side and right side of an already floated element there. So this is again goes down. And we can use the non-property. Non-property is just like the default property, so it doesn't affect anything else. So this is the default property. And also we can use the inherit property. So if any clear property is provided in the parent element, then it will just inherit. It means if I provide any clear property in the p tag, then it will inherit by the image tag here. So I'm not providing any clear property in the p tag, but if I want to provide the clear property here, like the clear both property here, CLE, here clear both property here, and if you go to here, now this image goes below because it takes the value from the clear into the image to here. So in this way, you can use the float property and inherit property. So if you get any confusion regarding this video, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.